Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we're getting back into Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. The point comes behind me, not to give you a thumbs up, but to point to the four heroes that are behind me, now a group of five with Podrick, that are making our way to across the lands of Alenia. So, well, Middara, we left Alenia, but cool. So I just want to start off by saying thank you to my YouTube subscribers. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to my Patreon members. You are amazing and you are awesome. So thank you, thank you. Okay, so where we left off last time, we were determining if we were going to hand Isla over to the Great Bounty or defy the Great Bounty. I am not defying the Great Bounty. I will leave that for the people who have played this game, who've been like, "Oh my gosh, they are souped up on armor and have min-maxed themselves into this game and being trivial." No, I'm not. So Isla's gonna get handed over, and we'll go through that story of what happened, what happens after. We did get some money, I think, yeah, from killing monsters, 37 gold. I still haven't marked on this. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's get some information, get down to the table, see what's going on. Okay, so Middara, 8.9, Board Game Geek hasn't shifted. Best played 4-player hasn't shifted, you know, the usual. The 3.93, that fall down? I think the complexity went down. Okay. But look at that overall rank of 698 and thematic 68. So it's moving up, which means a lot of people are getting to play it a lot more. You're watching content creators play it. I'm not just talking about me. There are people who are more experienced in this game than I playing it. So you're watching content creators play it, and it's coming off great. So one person who I think, well, him and his wife, who are doing a fantastic job of playing the game is Rob and Mel from Rob's Gaming Table. If you want to see how to play this game right and see them crush achievements, get great loot, and be amazing, they're doing a great job over at their channel, so I'd say check them out. So, designed by Clayton Brooklyn, Brenna, and Ian, and a great group of artists, and published by Succubus Publishing Games. This game has an errata. There are things that you miss. There are things that you mess up. But as long as you're having fun, I just think you should have some fun. I will remind you again that I have house ruled that I'm not doing all this monster hop stuff. I'm still going to level up the monsters. It's just not the way the book says. I say chapter 1 and 2 should be base, because for people who are dice rolling challenged like myself, 1 and 2 is base, chapter 3 is common, chapter 4 is uncommon, and chapter 5 is epic. And by that amount, we should be able to survive a lot more. So that'll be good. We'll see how it goes, and we'll have some fun. So let's get down to the table. Okay, so I still left this up. I left the board exactly how we had it before. I didn't touch it at all between Sunday and now. So, but we were left with this decision of hand over Isla to the Great Bounty. She broke the law, and saving Faust is what mattered. And she was okay with giving herself up. I'm just saying. So I don't feel guilty for saying, ego. So we're going to hand her over, and let's see where that goes. It's about 2 minutes, so let's see what happens with that. All right.
Hand over Isla. Rook wanted to fight, wanted to do something, but the power of this monstrous creature held him stunned. What could a few humans do against such power? I have to go, Isla muttered, rising slowly to her feet. She released Faust's hand, then took one step towards the monster. No! It was a weak shout, but the dying man found the strength to call out to her. You don't have to do this. I do. Isla smiled down at him, then forced herself to turn. This is my fault. When I go, these people can get you to a doctor. You can live. She started walking, approaching the monster with a confident bearing, although there was fear in her voice. I'm ready. I'll find you, Faust yelled, his tone resolved. Wherever they take you, I'll free you. Isla turned and walked towards the creature. She tried to look brave, but her body visibly trembled as the monster loomed above her. You have chosen wisely, the creature said. It moved to the side, and the air tore open, revealing the image to what Rook assumed was another dimension. Through its small window, Rook could see dark clouds and the image of some large structure made of brilliant white stone. Isla stepped through, and the portal snapped shut, leaving the group standing in the field staring up at the lion creature. What will happen to her? Rook asked. That's none of your concern now, the creature boomed, dropping a cloth sack filled with gold at its feet. Your reward for a job well done. The creature turned to leave, then paused to look back and sniffed the air. You stink of these creatures. Our callous stench lingers strongly. I'd recommend cleansing yourselves, else one might think you associate with them often. With that, the creature vanished into the void with a loud crack.
Okay, so we were supposed to leave the board up, and now it says restore adventures. Party gains 200 gold, so that is 2. With what I had is 237, but let's get numbers make sense in my brain. With the 37 and the 12 that I have, that's 49. So 249. Clean up the previous encounter, Esper Rescue, and go to continue to Faust's Fate on 166. Faust's Fate. Faust's Fate. Just a minute. Not too bad.
Faust's Fate. Faust was staring out the window, a distant, cold expression on his face. Nightingale wasn't sure what to say, and no one else spoke. She had been relieved when the doctor finally told them Faust had survived, but now that he was awake, it was hard to know what to do. We're so sorry about Isla, Nightingale said weakly. If there was anything we could have done. There wasn't. Faust's voice was dry. What can you do against a creature like that? The room fell silent again. Faust finally turned to look at Rook. Your friend, Faust said. Surrey, be careful with her. She's taking a great risk being here. Make sure you remember that, and take care of her. Keep her safe. I will. Rook shifted uneasily, glancing down at his necklace. I'd like to be alone now. Faust was staring out the window again. I appreciate your help, but there's nothing more you can do for me. Without any words of comfort or encouragement, Nightingale awkwardly followed her friends out of the room. She glanced back briefly and saw tears streaming down the broken man's face.
I'm a monster. God, I should have defied it. I just knew if I had to fight that thing, I wasn't gonna win. Ugh. Alright, so okay, so we get mark the story flag, a lonely survivor on the adventure sheet, and go to 156, so 10 pages back, which takes us back to the city to the next event. So here, and let's get there one. Bye. Here we go. So we're back here. So we finished a distress call and we finished showing them the rope. So we have to tell family influences next. But before we do that, I got XP. I'm gonna upgrade. Well, I already told you what I was gonna do about Rook. So that's a thing that's happening. So Rook is getting the Gigas Grip or Gigas Grip. It's 5 XP. He's got 1 plus 5, so it's 6 XP. So that's going to him, burning out all of his XP for that 6 that he got. I should have looked at this, but I have to work today. So Remy, I don't think she's ready to get anything. Oh, no. She was supposed to. I was thinking of getting her a familiar, which would cost her 3, 4, 5 XP, but not right now. That'll probably be the last thing she gets. So I think I'm going to start building up her martial next. So she's not going to upgrade anything. You are pretty much done with the subterfuge line, I believe. The subterfuge, because everything else is for two-handed shooters. If an opponent is adjacent to you, move to be adjacent to that opponent. Brutal Slaughter. When making the third or later attack of a turn, gain +6 damage. But you don't do that. You only make 2. Blot Out the Sun. Make a range attack. After resolving this attack, roll one of your equipped combat dice and deal physical damage where X is the number rolled to your target and each adjacent figure to the target, ignoring range and line of sight. Blot Out the Sun might be cool. Precise Strike. If you have a two-handed weapon equipped, make an attack. This attack gains +2 to your normal range value. If the attack roll is at least 4 higher than the target's defense, Precise Strike is 7 XP. And it's a level 3. So that will be Nightingale's when the time comes. You will get Precise Strike. For you already got yours. For Stabbing McStab Face. When determining damage, roll opponent's casting die and add the number rolled as physical damage to this attack. Ooh. This is a once a turn thing. When determining damage, roll the opponent's casting die and add the number rolled as physical damage. That would make him kind of nasty. That's health. He's promise before rolling for an attack. Gain +X to the attack roll, where X equals the amount of times you've attacked the target this turn. So this would be cool for him because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be 4 +4 to the attack roll on a promise. When rolling for a melee attack, if you have a two-handed weapon equipped, when an attack targeting you misses, end the current action and all abilities, then make up to 2 attacks against your attacker. When you spend SP to use this discipline, you may spend up to 2 additional SP to make an additional attack against the attackers for each additional. Oh my god. He's going to save up. So only Rook's getting the Gigas Grip, which will be fine. Okay, so before we go into all of that, down because it said clean up the board. So basically, we have 249 gold, and remember I said I'm buying stuff for my people. So I need people to be able to hit. I need people to be able to hit it and hit it good. Things are so stinking expensive. For 140, I could get her a bow, but it's okay. You two concern me. It might be time to get you an upgrade, milady. You'd be rolling your casting upgrade is a red. Let's see. Upgrade Rook. This would be 280 to get these two. 280, 270, 260. Still short. So we'll just do slight upgrades here. I think I might be all about Rook on because he's got the biggest grip. He'll still roll 3 dice, the black definitely, and 2 greens for his attack. But he'll get an additional shielding. At any time, another ally within range can do it. I need to think about it. I'm thinking she's going to get When casting a spell that targets an opponent in power, you're not a caster in the slightest. I thought I had some. Wasn't that the only one with Wreath? Chain Pick. First time each turn you provoke a break attack. But it doesn't have reach. That's the problem. I need it to have reach. Is that the only one with 4 acts of false serenity? The Merchant Halberd has reach. Reach 2, provoke. If you miss with an attack using this ability, exhaust this card. You may not use this ability until this. Yeah. At the end of each round, you may move up to 2 spaces without provoking break attack, and that's a passive. And this is a halberd. That's what you should be using. That is what you should be using, lady. So that is what she's going to. So I'm buying you this. It costs 140. And this is that. 130. So I'm at 119. That's 119. You get that. Goes back to the pile. Ability on it. So you upgraded. But you're okay. You're alright. You'll be fine. You. So I got 119. I think this group might not be what I give you. Really. I give you something else. I think I might give you something else. I'm not going to give you your guided grip if I'm saying it properly. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you something else. Give you back. But I am going to give you this. But this is 140. It'd be 130 with that. Still isn't enough. But I can upgrade you. I can definitely upgrade you. Plus 2 armor piercing, backstab, and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So this will be 80. So I'm going to upgrade the bone chip. And I need to think about the others. So bone chipper for 80. 80 and 100 is 20 left. So I'm at 39. 39 gold. That'll be good. So he's just become an all-out killer. He's gonna roll. Now he's gonna roll a teal and a green and a red one. You're gonna be rolling 2 greens. You still got your teals and black. You still got your teal and orange. Gold. And we got 39 gold left. Project's got 45 gold that I haven't touched yet. Which would put me at 184 gold. But we probably could upgrade some. Armor's like 100 gold each. Oop. Let's talk about cores. Cores are 100 gold each, so oop. We'll talk about relics. Relics are about 90 gold each. The Black Arrow. When you make an attack, gain +2. You are limited to 1. So it shrinks my range down to 7 from 8, but it gives me +2 armor. That would be -5. It would be 85. I'm at 84. Gotta wait. One more turn. One more time of running through this, really. One more time of running through this. Okay, So we're going into the Patel family influence, which is 173. 173. Okay, so let's pull that up on Foreteller and do that. Wait, did I get what I... Nope. A fight ended, which means I was supposed to get something for Z. Supposed to get something for his trouble. It's not uncommon. Is it uncommon? I think it's uncommon. Yeah, uncommon. So we've got Foaming Cleanser, remove all effects. Vomit's Blessing. Bop Homet Blessing. At any time reroll any dice rolled by a figure within SOI. That could be helpful. Clearing Bomb, but I still got one of those. Throwing Daggers, you can't go wrong. Got a 3 burner. You've got 3, you've got 4, you've got 2. So I need to give... I think I might do that. Bob, Blessing. Grab that for free. Give that. Okay. Alright. Now, let's go to the next chapter, which is on page 173. Just not go through all the stuff. Go through all the stuff. So, not looking, I'm not looking, I'm not looking, I'm not looking, not looking. Nope, not looking. Oh my gosh, why are you doing that? I said I'm not looking. Okay, here we are. The side quest Patel family influence. So let's go ahead and pull up Foreteller and Patel family influence. It's a 6-minuter. Here we go. Lore, sweet lore.
Side quest Patel family influence. Excuse me, Nightingale arson! A woman shouted from across the street so loudly that people started to stare. Looks like our cover story is working out really well, Zeke muttered into Nightingale's ear, just quiet enough for her to hear. Shut up, Nightingale grumbled, not turning around. She pulled her hood up, and their steps quickened a little. It didn't really matter. Her horn stuck up enough that their outlines were still visible. The woman ignored Rook's glares and slid up beside Nightingale with a wide grin. Don't bother trying to hide. I would recognize you anywhere. Her hair fell in vivid blue waves behind slightly elongated ears, but she could have passed as an eccentric girl from Earth otherwise. Nightingale turned and tried not to let too much annoyance find her way into her voice as she pulled the hood back down. What do you want with me? Well, the woman straightened, brushing a strain of bangs from her eyes. It's both of you, actually. She inclined her head to Zeke. Noble Zhang, it's a pleasure. Sure, Zeke returned the nod. So how do you know us? Oh, I was visiting Alinea on behalf of the Hyde family a couple of years back, when both of you arrived and your families were parading you around. She trailed off. That's not important, though. I am curious as to what you two are doing so far from the capital. Research. Zeke's voice was level. Who are you? Tegan Patel. My husband and I are the ones any problem falls to that's not important enough for the Hydes. She grinned at them. Anyway, I'm sure you're busy, so I won't waste your time. How about... She glanced up at the orange sky, the clouds already glowing crimson. Yeah, it's late enough. How about dinner? Someone who asks ought to be prepared to give. We shouldn't. Nightingale sounded as apologetic as she could. We wouldn't want to impose on your family. It's nothing, Tegan insisted, pointing up the street. I know you're all busy, and I wouldn't propose anything so formal. She lowered her voice, grinning mischievously. I know all of Hyde's dirty secrets, including where to get the best rice balls. That sounds awesome, Remy exclaimed. We can go right, guys? It's not like we wouldn't have to stop for dinner anyway. Nightingale sighed. Fine, lead the way. Tegan did. They passed through the winding streets out behind alleys and through packed crowds made up of workers returning from the mines covered in grime. With Tegan leading the way, the uncomfortable staring they got stopped. One look at the woman and the miners became suddenly polite and cheerful. She led them closer to the mines, where a series of old cargo crates had been stacked on top of one another and turned into a restaurant. There was no indication that food might be served inside except for the enticing smell. Tegan led them to an opening between two of the crates. "Go ahead and squeeze on in." She hadn't been exaggerating about the food. A few minutes later, and they were all gathered around some shipping crates and back, with a mountain of rice balls on several different colored plates. "Now that you're trapped by all this delicious food, I can explain what I need." Tegan set her plate down. Nightingale rolled her eyes. "I knew it! You want something. Free rice balls were too good to be true." "Oh, I'm sorry, Princess," Tegan blushed, "but I'm running out of options. I promise that I won't take too much of your time, and don't feel obliged or anything." "It's cool," Nightingale mumbled through a mouthful of rice. "What did you need?" "Right," Tegan cleared her throat. 18 years ago, I had a daughter. Fast forward, and the foster family that was raising her on Earth refused to hand her over to the Harbingers. They wouldn't let her come back to me." Nightingale looked up in time to see Tegan smile sadly. Then she continued, "Look, I won't bore you with the politics. All that matters is that the Harbingers haven't tried to get her again. They didn't even give her a chance." "We would love to help you," Rook said, "but we aren't Harbingers. We don't have a portal and we can't go back to Earth." "Oh, I know," Tegan hurried to answer. "Hyde might be a tiny town in the grand scheme of Elenia, but the Iridium makes us important enough to warrant our own Harbinger embassy." She turned slightly, inclining her head to Nightingale. "Please, Princess, if you petitioned for me, they'd have to help." Her eyes widened, and there was desperation in her voice. "I've waited 18 years for this. My daughter has never even met me or her father. Please help us." A few moments later, and they were back outside. The streets weren't busy in the early evening, but that didn't mean all the people had gone. There were a handful of taverns with open doors and lights inside, though the environment seemed far more subdued than Romstead had been. "I still think this is a bad idea," Remy muttered, voice low. "I love you guys, but I still miss my family back on Earth. I wouldn't have wanted someone to rip me away." "I know how you feel," Zeke began. "Not all of us lived in a closet with abusive parents when we were told we were wizards. But Middara is awesome. Even if you ignore never having to get older, there's magic, adventure, history. How lame would it be to not even give her the choice?" "Her family seems sweet," Rook said. "The Patels might need their daughter as much as my family needed me." Remy grumbled unhappily, then turned back. "Night? I'm not sure," Nightingale eventually answered. "I understand how you feel, but couldn't the Harbingers at least give her a choice? She could always say no." Remy grunted, dragging her feet a little. "Fine. Whatever. Guess we should try at least."
Alright, so we get this new item. Is the best rice balls in Elenia. At the start of an encounter, you and all adjacent allies may heal up to 10. This healing must be divided out in such a way that no more than 10 damage tokens are removed between all party members. This item may be used from your pack. Very cool. After discarding this card, it becomes an uncommon consumable for purchase. Rice balls. Yummy. That's going in our pack. So we get that, and then it says to go to Easy Peasy, which is the next. I don't know if that's lemons. Easy peasy. 6 minutes. So here we go.
Easy peasy. Like most structures in Hyde, the Harbinger Embassy was built from stone. There was no mistaking its familiar stylized portal logo, even if this one was made from iridium instead of the usual brass. "I'll go in. You don't even have to worry about it," Nightingale said to Remy. She straightened her skirt, brushing away a little of the grime that seemed to coat everything in Hyde. Remy harumphed, folding her arms. Good. I don't want any part of it. Zeke wrapped one arm around Remy's shoulder, looking up. I'll stay with her. Call me if you need anything. Rook glanced once around the empty street, then turned. I guess I'll go with you, Knight, just in case. In case of what? Nightingale looked backward at the building, steady light streaming from its lower-story windows. There was no missing how clean it was compared to many of the other structures around it. These are the Harbingers, foundation of Midaran society as we know it. No Harbingers, and eventually the whole world gets monstered to death. There's nowhere safer. Rook lowered his voice. That's not the kind of backup I had in mind. If we had to fight them, I'd have more faith. But how much attention did you pay to politics and policy back at the Institute? Nightingale frowned. Point taken. They walked together up to the door. The interior, while cut from the same granite as everywhere else, had a vaulted ceiling with mirrors and windows to amplify the light. A little globe of earth doubled as a fountain in the center, and as it rotated, Nightingale could make out little lights scattered across it. A pair of individuals waited just inside, eyeing them from either side of the door. The Harbinger Embassy held guards not loyal to Alinea or any other country for that matter. The men looked rougher than a royal guard and much older, a trait most associated with those who had spent long times on Earth and away from Middara. Nightingale paused to stare for a moment too long. The guards looked like nothing she'd seen in Alinea. She'd heard stories about the Harbingers, those brave enough to travel back to Earth and survive its dangers. While studying in the Institute, Nightingale had rarely paid attention in classes that had no direct application to adventuring or survival. But the Harbingers always intrigued her. They were adventurers, but not in the dungeon-delving, loot-collecting sense. Instead, they stole something more precious to Midaran society. Children from Earth. Never aging seemed like a blessing to most, but it also meant that their kind could never have children, not while on Middara anyway. So Earth became the breeding ground for Midarans, and the Harbingers were the men and women willing to put in the legwork to make it all happen. Sounded easy to Nightingale at first, but she would have never guessed that the monsters that were feared the most resided on Earth. Self-proclaimed guardians of the realm. These godlike creatures didn't like humans taken. Nightingale shivered, remembering the depictions of the monsters in her textbooks. Hey, let's go. Rook shook Nightingale's shoulder, breaking her from her thoughts. Yeah, sorry. Nightingale turned to make her way to the front desk. She knew enough about Harbingers to guess that her bloodline was their best chance of eliciting any help at all. Many of these people held themselves above Midaran issues. Nightingale walked around the fountain with the air of one with an appointment. There was a lounge on one side, but she ignored this in favor of a desk made entirely from polished granite, with a single man behind it. The man was stretched and hawkish, with a long, wild haircut that made him look like he was an old samurai. He was also one of the oldest Midarans Nightingale had ever seen. Excuse me? Nightingale didn't wait to be invited. She just pulled up the single chair and sat down in front of the desk. I have a matter to bring to your attention, Mr. Rook took up place behind Nightingale, folding his arms and glowering. Lyle, he spoke with a drawl, his words stretching a little. The embassy is nearly closed. Whatever you need, be quick. You haven't even asked who I am. Nightingale folded her arms, trying to imitate Lyle's scowl. He sneered. I don't care who you are. State your business or get out. Nightingale cleared her throat. My name is Nightingale Arson, and I have come to discover why the case with the Patel child is moving so slowly. Instead of frightened apologies, Lyle laughed. The mysterious new scion of the Arson family, of course. And this man behind you must be King Balthazar himself. Tegan is more desperate than I thought if she's hired impersonators. Lyle reached down, fumbling with a drawer. A second later, he removed a folder, setting it down on the table in front of them. Nightingale could only make out the bright red stamp at the top. Case pending arbitration. She gave you the sob story, didn't she? I can only tell you what I told Tegan. Our contract with the foster mother was dissolved upon her death, and the father from Earth refuses to turn over the child. Until this case receives arbitration, no harbinger can be dispatched to retrieve her. Nightingale grumbled. I require that a message be dispatched immediately to your regional headquarters. My family employs a number of harbingers on personal retainer. Assign them to the case. The harbinger frowned. Sorry, stranger. Unless you can produce a letter to that effect sealed by Lady Arson herself, I must refuse. Rook cleared his throat. Perhaps there's another way. Whether you believe that this is Nightingale Arson or not, we're talented adventurers. If you won't honor his request, maybe there's something we can do for you. Lyle's mannerisms changed at once. A sneer of satisfaction gradually transformed into something more primal. Greed. There is something, Lyle muttered. It would be quite dangerous, however. You could be killed. Fine, Nightingale blurted. We can do dangerous. All right, then. Lyle reached out, scooping up the file and tucking it away again. Travel down the eastern road until you reach the warning signs. Ignore them and take the trail to Corpse Pond. Bring me the flower of the collector there, and I'll... He shrugged one shoulder. Clear away the red tape. He rose, turning his back on them and heading towards the rear office door. Why is it called the Corpse Pond? Rick asked. Because it's full of corpses, Lyle replied. Obviously.
Okay, so... Flag check. Does the party have the story flag experience guide? Yes, we do, because we have Podrick with us. So go to Podrick's experience 176. And sorry about missing the scroll down on that. I was setting up the board for what was next. So we're basically it's this, and then we're in the soup. So here we go. Podrick's experience. It's about 2 minutes, 3 minutes ish. So here we go.
Podrick's experience. This is incredibly stupid, Podrick said, no quieter than the last several times he'd said so. Fine, Nightingale glowered at him. Just trying to survive is stupid for me, but here I am. Podrick looked away and didn't say anything for another few minutes. They continued along the steep trail, which seemed to be growing greener with every step. Unlike the sparse vegetation that seemed to cover most of these mountains, the trees here were strong and the grass was thick. Eventually, Podrick spoke up again. I didn't mean it like that, Knight. Corpse collectors get that name for a reason. You should have tried to get a different job. Zeke shrugged. If it hadn't been a hard one, it wouldn't have been worth it. Besides, they can't be that scary. Aren't we just talking about a plant? Yes, Podrick said. A plant with tentacles strong enough to crush steel and a mouth that can tear your head off. And if that wasn't bad enough, these things shoot pheromones that influence all the animals around it. The instant you break the surface of that pond, we're going to be attacked from all directions. You think we can't handle it? Rook's voice was even. Nightingale was pleased to see that Podrick couldn't meet his eyes for long. Well, I'd rather you didn't try to handle it, Podrick said. There's a reason you don't meet very many old, reckless adventurers on Middara. Because nobody gets old here? Remy offered, grinning. Podrick glared. Clever, but no. Mostly 'cause they're all dead. At least you won't be going in blind. Remember to watch out for the pollen of the lotus itself. It'll really screw with your head, so don't breathe it in. It's how they attract prey. How they make all the animals go nuts. Thanks for the info, Nightingale said, meeting his eyes briefly. We appreciate the help. The grass around the edges of the pond grew as tall as her waist, swaying with healthy greens and interspersed with cattails. Crystal waterfalls of snowy runoff fed into the pond from higher up, filling the clearing with a sense of surreal calm. It might have been fit to put on postcards were it not for the dead bodies. There was a dozen or so old corpses scattered about the pond, some bloated and floating near the surface, others looking almost petrified and half buried in the mud. Many were animals, but there were the familiar remnants of something that could be human as well. Right there, Podrick lowered his voice to a whisper, pointing. Nightingale followed the gesture to a single golden flower near the center of the water, spreading a faint cloud of mist around it. It seemed to be drifting gently along the surface of the water. its petals wide and open to the occasional passing insect. "It looks like the corpse collector might be dead," Rook muttered. "If we're lucky, we won't have a fight. Be ready, just in case."
Alrighty, so we're going to the corpse pond. Ugh. So we skip that one. We don't have to go there. We're going here. The corpse pond. Which there's usually a little read thingamadoohickey, just the intro. Oh, they don't have one this time. Cool. Okay. So the water is eerily calm as Podrick leads you to a corpse collector that looks like it died recently. He points to this large carcass in the middle of the lake. It's a good thing that he's here. The corpse collector looks like it would have been a nightmare to engage in the water. Only a lily pad poking from the surface of the water, you spot the lotus. Before you step into the water, however, a pack of merkhounds swarm close to shore, hoping for an easy meal. So we've got, this is the board that I have set up. So when I hide this screen and foreteller, you'll see that this is what's set up. So we've got a blue objective token up here, a blue objective token up here. We've got 3 corpse collectors. We've got one here, and one here, and we're starting over here on the side. It looks like a lot of stuff is just water. The movement of water looks like it goes from this way to this way. Okay, so all water is just moving from left to right. Okay, cool. Win condition. The adventure with the corpse lotus, corpse collector consumable, ends their turn on the blue exit. Okay, so this board's going to be expanding. Sweet. Okay, if we win, we move on to financial dilemma. If we lose, we tried our best. There is an achievement here. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. If the encounter ends and none of the adventurers have any damage tokens, read the following. Cool. So we got our tiles. We've got 4 long water, 2 big water tokens, which is what we did. That seems wrong. It should just be, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, it should just be 5 water tokens, but long waters, but whatever. Objective, 1 blue and 3 merkhounds. There is a special encounter rule called the Corpse Lotus. If the adventurer with the Corpse Lotus Corpse Collector consumable is defeated, discard the Corpse Lotus and place the Corpse Lotus token in the space they were defeated in. Any adventurer may pick up this token by making an encounter action while on or adjacent to it. If they do, discard this token and gain the Corpse Lotus Corpse Collector consumable. Ugh. Currents also move the Corpse Lotus token at the end of each round. So there's slow currents, the current move figures and tokens one in space. Corpse of the Collector. They're using the word corpse a lot. At the beginning of each round, spawn 1 Merkhound on any unoccupied space adjacent to this token. Merkhounds spawned by the special encounter rules do not drop combat loot. So there's only 3 combat loot, and then if I kill one, it's going to pop back here at the end of the round. Good to know. An adventurer adjacent to this token may make an encounter action to read the following hidden text. There's loot somewhere in here, and only read this in hidden text if instructed to do so. Okay, so that's pretty much our board. All right, so let's get to the fun. Okay, so I've got it set up here. I'm really hoping that's my glasses that's fuzzy and not the board, so I'm going to clean my glasses. But I set up the board. North is that way. I'm using my usual squad, Zeke, Knight, Rook, and Remy. And we started them off on the left side, like it said to do in the book, here. And I'll close this up and get this out of the way. We've got Merkhounds, the 3 of them, 1, 2, 3 that are there. We've got our blue objective token, and the place is just full of stupid water. So let us do this. I will spin everybody back the way they're supposed to. And everyone loses their abilities of barrier and target. Bridge. Okay. Alright, so I've added everybody together. It's the Merc Hounds, which we've seen one before, and we beat it, but it sucked. The Merc Hound is not affected by water. You finished chapter 5 2 days ago. Nice, Edgar. That's awesome. Finished the whole chapter 1. Nice. The Merc Hound is not affected by water or muck terrain and will never voluntarily leave it. If it starts a turn in water or muck, it gains +2 until the end. So it won't leave water. So if we're not on water, it can't hit us? No, that's a lie because I see it has a range attack. Sticky. When opponents adjacent to a Merchound make a move action, they must make a strength check of 10. If they fail, they may not make a move action. Mercbound. When the Merchound attacks, it gains +2 physical damage for each Merchound within SOI, so it's like a cave cycle. Submerged. While the Merchound is in water or muck, only adventurers who are adjacent to a Merchound may draw line of sight to it. So casting and my ranged weapons are not fantastic. So when the Merchound is in water or muck, only adventurers who are adjacent to it. So ranged is trash. Is there an opponent adjacent range 8? So the whole board. Make a range 8 attack against the opponent with the most armor. This attack has +4 armor piercing. Continue down. Can it move and attack multiple opponents? Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible, then make a separate attack against each opponent. Can it move and attack an opponent? Move to be adjacent to the opponent with the most damage within range. So let's hope they don't go first, or I might be dead. Because they have a defense of 13. They roll a red and a green. They have no armor. They have stupid movement. And I can't see them when they're submerged. When the Merchound is in water or muck, only adventurers who are adjacent to a Merchound may draw a line of sight. So we just have to curb stomp these one by one, pretty much. Okay. This is awful. Alright. Let's find out how this... Oh, you would heal too. Try to heal you up. You would go 12 plus 4. You are 12 plus 3 minus 1. And you are 12 plus... Okay. Everybody's got everything. I'm not shortchanging anybody. Cool. Okay. Well, I got reach too, so... Here we go. First up, Remy. Then Nightingale. Then the Merchound. Then Rook. Then Z. And I'll shuffle these back up as we go. So it's to get the corpse flower, but I want to have a little fun while I'm doing it. Okay. Remy's first. 3. So she can move 1, 2 right here. Hit this one, no problem. So she's gonna do just that. Gonna move 1, 2 on land. I need to be adjacent to it. I need to be right up on it because it's submerged. Only adjacent who are adjacent to the Mirkwood may see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll be right. I'm adjacent. There we go. And I'm gonna punch it in the face with the 2 greens on my new weapon. That is a 13. It has a defense of 13, so I do hit. That'll do, I guess. So I do hit. So it's going to be 2 shields, which is 1, 2, plus 1 physical damage, 3 damage to this one. Red. Then I am going to hammer. I am going to not do anything. That's re-rolling. I have an exhaust. That's all I got. Troubled by her ability. That's all I got. I need to give her something that lets her attack. I need to give her. No, Blade Works doesn't work. So that's all she can do. Nightingale's turn. Get 3. She can. Oh, this is supposed to flip back. Really don't want her to be part of this. She has to. I can inflict poison on it. That would be helpful. What's your conviction? Heal in an orange. My casting is what? An orange. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a bulb. I'm going to use this bulb per encounter. Might as well frustrate them as much as possible. Let's shake that up. Let's see what we're going to get. I need to give her an ability where it's like, no one can hide from you. Come on, drop. 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 I'll tell 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it here. I want it right here. So I'm going to do. Gotta move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 5, sorry. I'll be right there. 1, 2. Drop it right. Drop it right there. Okay. And she is going to attack. She gets just her teal and her orange. We ain't rich. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's 4. 4 doesn't flip to anything, so we're gonna re-roll. When you make an attack roll, re-roll any single die. Roll 4 again. Awesome. Okay. Told you. Okay. Is there an opponent within range 6? Range 8, sorry. Yes. Against the opponent with the most armor. Most armor would be you have none. You have 2. You have 2. You have none. So it's between Rook and Remy. Okay, so let's roll some dice. Remy is odds, Rook is even. So it's against Remy. So you're going to make a ranged attack against Remy with +4 armor piercing. For a red, a green. Remy's going to dodge that bad. He's going to dodge it. When an opponent makes an attack against you before they roll this, he is going to use Sylphia's undergarment to try to gain some resistance to that. Whatever is going to happen here. So dodge, black die. That is unfortunate. Oh, and I would have done the exhaust thing here to get a free S. Sorry. It's if the attack misses, I get a miss. So let's see what happens. Ugh. Well, I'm gonna forbode that. At any time, reroll any dice except black that you rolled or that were rolled against any dice. Jeez, it's worse. It's worse. All right, so 16 on my 9, 10, 11. That's 7. Plus, plus each shield is 1. So that's 10 coming at me to start. No books do anything. So that's 10. Half is physical damage. 5. God, I did that. So I take 5 damage. And I'm going to. Well, yeah, because his is armor piercing of. It gains +2 physical damage for each merc hound within SOI. So it gets +2. This attack has 4 armor piercing, so my shield means nothing. So I take that full damage. However, I'm going to exhaust this to hit you for 3, taking you to. Okay, that hurt. Okay, continue down. Can it move and attack multiple opponents? Move to be adjacent to as many opponents as possible. It is. It's going to attack each one in turn. So, Nightingale's going to dodge. Nothing. Worse. Jeez. Can I make you re-roll anything? Nope. My bills are terrible. So that's 17. I think that is max damage. No, it's not. 18's max damage. So it's 1 off from max damage. So 17 on 11 is 6. 1, 2, 3. So that's 9. He has no shielding. 6, 7, 8, 9. It has a star, which is going to try to paralyze her. She has to roll conviction. Did her conviction get an upgrade? Please tell me her conviction got an upgrade. Please tell me her conviction got an upgrade. Please tell me her conviction did not. She's paralyzed. Then it attacks Remy. Do I have anything to dodge? That's pretty. Oop. So, how much is she taking? So, this is 13. 13 on 11. 2. Plus a book, 3. Plus 2 physical damage, 1, 2, 5. Oh, and you would have gotten the 2, so you're actually down. Yep, that was 1. I'm probably gonna fail this. Let's see. Is there an opponent within range 8? Now imagine this this Merchound got upgraded in this round in the regular fight. So just imagine that. Both of them would probably be dead. Purple one. Most armor, I'm gonna let it be within range 8. Yeah, I'm gonna let it be Rook. I'm sorry, I don't feel like it. So it's going to make an attack. Range 8 of Rook. 11. 11 of 9, 10, 11. That hits. It would be 3, but 4 armor piercing, right? So all of it's coming through. But 3 damage is coming. Then move to be adjacent as much opponents as possible. Ooh, pop. You are poisoned. Yeah. So green bulb, you are poisoned, Mr. Purple. And I am going to send you move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus you get +2. 1, 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2. Oh, well, yeah, you can get here. It is what it is. That's the most people as possible. That's just how it works. And then attack them both. And neither of them can dodge. It doesn't say at any time. That does say at any time heal 3. I'll use the bottle blessing at any time. Get 3 health, go back to 6. You've got an any timer as well. Use that as well. Go back, go to 7. An ally with an SOI, but that's not any time. Oh, not any time. You deal damage after a roll. We can ignore symbols. So I'll probably do that on Remy. And for you, I don't think there's anything I could do. It is what it is. Oh, but you would have triggered my Overwatch for darn sure while you were moving. So you're gonna do kill the messenger, because what the hell? I would use this to make it 13. This is enough. So 13. Star hits you for 2. Oh, and with the book, I can move 1 space, but it would provoke a break attack. He would still come in the mix, so it didn't matter even if I moved 1. If I moved here, break attack, and then if I even survived that, this instead would have moved be close there. So I do. Let's just do the damage. 2 damage. Purple. At any time, we roll any dice rolled by a figure with an SOI. Okay. It's we're gonna discard the Botmat's blessing. Make you re-roll this 8. Another 8. At the start of an encounter, you may. Oh. Okay, so that is 13. 13 on 9, 10, 11, 2. Plus you get 2 because you're next to your buddy. Plus you got 1, that's that. That's 5. Down to 1 health. Okay. Then you're going to attack her. You attack Remy. It's an 11 on my 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 11. That's an 11. 3 damage coming through. 1 shield plus 2. 1, 3. Hey, we're not done yet! Because you're gonna shoot again at Remy, aren't you? Okay. So what? All right. Purple People Eater, or the orange one now's turn, is going to within range 8. Sure. Can't in paralyze use your items. Oh. It didn't matter anyway. It didn't matter anyway, so that's fine. Any skill for that fact. Yeah, so she couldn't do anything. It didn't matter, it still re-rolled the same thing, but yep. Okay, so you. 5, 7. Yeah, so you're gonna shoot at Remy. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's do it. That's an 11. So 9, 10, 11. So you meet. No buddies are around you. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're only doing 1 damage. 3. Then you're going to try to move to be next to everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank God. Okay. And that's it. That was awful. Wow. Okay, so Rook's turn. Oh my gosh. Couldn't heal with bottle. Couldn't heal with bottle. When you're paralyzed, you can't even say the anytime stuff. Rule. 32. Paralyzed. Go all the way to the bottom. Bottom of the page. Paralyzed. End your action or ability. You may not take actions or use non-passive abilities. Discard this token at the end of your next turn, then gain immunity to paralyzed. Are you sure? It's not an ability, it's an item. At the end of your turn, use non-passive abilities, but it doesn't say that you can't use items. I mean, thematically it makes sense, but it doesn't expressly say that you can't use consumables. Consumables aren't considered and status passive. End your action or ability. You may not take actions or use this on it. What does it say? It just says a discard. Is it an action? Ooh, okay. Consumable. I just want to make sure. Any item considered ability for this action. I believe you. I believe you. Middara. Any items when paralyzed. Oh, straight up question. Paralyzed, I think so. Paralyzed prevents you from taking actions, but using a consumable isn't an action, so it should be allowed, methinks. You're paralyzed thematically, how do you use it? Nitpicking like this is what leads to unmanageable rule books. At some point, it has to come down to just play the game. No, but paralyzed prevents you from taking actions or using abilities. I think consumable affects our abilities. Brooklyn, here we go. Here's Brooklyn. So Brooklyn answered the question, which I think agrees with Edgar. Paralyzed prevents you from taking actions or using abilities. I think consumable effects are abilities. So, you might be right. The consumable grants you an ability, so you shouldn't be able to use them if you're paralyzed. This is the intent. So, you are correct. You are very correct, sir. So she is dead. I could not have healed. So the bottle blessing would not have been used, and Nightingale's out. He's out. I don't have anything to bring her back, so removing paralyze is pointless. Okay, so Rook. He's gonna drop a courage. You. I'm gonna drop a barrier on you too. Two. Zeke would be more inclined to fight. Like he can move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't attack you straight up. They're just stuck in the water, so they can spit at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm saying what Rook's doing, he's done. But Zeke's turn will be up. He'll get his 3. Moving 1 to move to 6 to the red. And he's going to actually Blade Storm. No, he doesn't have Blade Storm. He has Onslaught. That's probably what he's going to do. He's going to Onslaught. He's going to use the Hangover Elixir. Use one of your abilities that costs 3 SP or less. Reduce that cost to 0. He's going to use the Hangover Elixir to Onslaught. He's rolling a red and a green. Wait, no, I don't have an exotic weapon, just a light. Hey Brian, what's going on? And where you are. Middara, not so good. Where I'm at, pretty decent today. Alright, so that is a 16. 16, 3. 16 on a 13 is 3. Plus a star, which hits for 3. 1, 3. And I'm going to inflict darkness on that stupid thing. Plus a shield, which is 1, 2, 8. Plus another star, 1, 2, 3, which is 11. That's 17. I killed it. I killed it in one shot. Cool. Killed one. Did ridiculous amounts of damage to it. That's 6, 3, 9, which would have been plus 6, 15, plus 2 would have been enough. Level 3 Sanctus skill, Font of Renewal is must have for success. Yeah, I think I'm going to get that. I think it's time to get that. I probably should have prepped that before. I didn't look at the abilities, so I was like, I was going to get him Gigas Grip, but nope, I think I'm going to grab him. Oh, he can't have it yet. I need 1 more XP. I need a 7 to be able to get it. That's why I'm waiting, because I've got 3, 5, and I need a 7. So, and I only have 6, so I can't get Font of Renewal just yet. I don't have it. Just don't. Okay. What did we get? 6 gold. I really wish Onslaught was a hit type of thing, right? So this. Then let's go to which another one's going to spawn in a second. So let's go to Blade Storm to get this other thing out of my face. That's what I'm talking about. That is an 18. 18 on 16, 18 on 13. My brain just shut off. 5. And 18 on 13 plus 5 is 18. So that's a 5. Plus 3 stars, so plus 9. Plus 9, so 1, 2, 3 stars from courage. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 5. So we could call this. Call that one. We could call that one kind. At least one will spawn, which will make me feel a little better about my life. The one that's there. They hit hard. Got 7 gold. Puts me at 13. Okay. You're dead, even though I put poison. First you die. Can't be the one in the back that dies from poison. Let's see what do we got. You're gonna take that to the face. You're my SOI. I'm just mad. Take 2 damage. Okay. That's it. Yep. Saving up to hurt you as soon as you pop out. So that ends Zeke's turn. Actually, no, it doesn't. He's gonna heal Girl for 3. Taking her to 6. Gets 3. Every stinking thing I have. And that ends his turn. It says at the beginning of the round, a new one pops up. Ooh, here. Right. Did I read that right? At the beginning of each round, spawn 1 Merchound on any unoccupied space adjacent to this token. Cool. And they don't drop loot. So I only have 1 more left with loot, and then I don't have to worry about loot. Or he's at. Rook. Hang it! Remy. C. 7, 8. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're already close to the water. 8. Okay. You are going to breathe here. But no, I'm not letting you there. No way. I'm gonna give myself 1. Sorry. This will be 3. 1 to move. Give myself courage. 1 for barrier. That. And that'll do. That'll do. I got another scenario, so I don't know what happens here. Oh, okay. So, through the knives at his face. Markwood guy, attack guy with the highest armor to be you. You're gonna try to dodge that. Ah! Okay, so that will enter. That will... Yeah, you're gonna re-roll that. No, that's an attack, not a defense. Okay, so you are going to spit at him. Come what may. 16 on 9, 10, 11. And it gains 4 armor. Piercing armor is nothing. So 16 on that is 5. 6, 7, 8. No thanks. I don't feel like taking any of that right now. Then move to be adjacent to multiple opponents. Well, she can block damage this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will be here. You're going to get the break attack from her. She's going to do all that. So that is a 17. So 17 on 13 is 4. Plus 3 for stars. 1, 2, 3. Plus 1 for every shield. Plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 11. 11 damage. One. You're close to death. Okay, now it's gonna attack. It's gonna attack Remy. She is going to not take any of that. She's gonna do her once per encounter to ignore all damage dealt. Boop. No, thank you. Your turn, and then it's against Zeke. Zeke is gonna dodge that. Come on, black die of crap. Alright. Here we go. And he reduces physical damage by 2 from range attacks. So it's 8, 9, 10, 11. You're doing 9, 10. So 1 gets through. You don't have any buddies around you to get +2. So 1 gets through. Actually, no. No, it doesn't. 9, 10, 11. And you roll 8, 9, 10, 11. So you hit, but 2 damage gets through. This is not armor piercing, so I reduce that 2 damage by that, and I take no damage. Ooh! That ends your turn. Oh, no, it doesn't. You got a problem. Is there an opponent within range 8? Nope. Can it move and attack an opponent, multiple opponents? No. 6? No way. 6, 7, 8. So can it move 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. No. Can it move and attack an opponent? Nope. So you do nothing, sir. That ends your turn. Remy's turn. Damn, Skippy, it's Remy's turn. Turn of death. Okay, she gets this. Remy's going to attack. That is 15. I'll take that. 15 on 13. 2. Plus a star. 3. Plus 1 for each. 3. 8. So that's 8. 9. Yeah, bye. You're dead. Last loot. Ah. I'm drunk. There you go. Last time loot showing up. 10 gold. 23. Okay, that crap's halfway over with. I can't cross this line right now. So she can fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could prep for the crap that's coming. Okay. Gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to use the pop to heal for 3. And gain a. Okay. That ends her turn. Zeke's turn. Full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. Getting rid of 3. Oh, actually, getting out of water doesn't cost me but 1, but I'm still stuck in. And that ends his turn. Well, guess what's happening? Up. 7, 8. Okay. All these Middara playthroughs have inspired me to play Final Fantasy 3 on my DS. Zenith, Arc, Rafi, and Ignis say hello. Fun game. That's Japan 3 or American 3? Well, the names you're giving out, Lunith, I think, is Japan 3. Because American 3 is Final Fantasy 6, which is the greatest Final Fantasy ever created, and no one can tell me different. I think my coworkers and we always have discussions where they are younger than I am, and they're saying no, 7 is the best one because it has Cloud and Tifa, and it introduced a lot of people to Final Fantasy and brought it over to the U.S. market. I was like, that's cool, but did Sephiroth win? No, did Kefka win? Yep. Yeah, the one with the crystals. Yeah, so it's Japan 3. All right, so Remy, Zeke, Merkhounds, and Rook. So Remy gets 3. 5, 6. We get shot twice. And +2 to that attack. Probably should back up 1. I get a haste token if I do this. They are just, it's just what they're gonna do. We gotta get over there and get that. So time for her to do what she does with flight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, for sure. She's gonna fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So she's gonna go there. Oh, I forgot to use this thing on hers on her turn when it says when you deal damage to an opponent, heal 2. So I would have done that, and now it's her turn again. So I forgot to do that. My bad. I need to make sure I remember that Ring of Blood. All right, so that ends. I'll end her turn. Zeke's turn. We need to get you. I need so you would get 3. We're going 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Opponent with most armor is Remy, that they got in sight. So both of them are going to attack against her. She is going to attempt to dodge. And get her with okay. He'll get attacked once. Out. Okay, so here we go. Trying to dodge. Three and a 9. I am going to encounter this bad boy to say after a roll is made against you, remove all symbols from one die. I'm removing all symbols from that die. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 9, 10, 11, 12. No damage. That's from the first one. Jeez. And on the second one, she's going to reduce the damage coming in. Oh, that's from that one. And it can't move. 1, 2, 3, 5. It can't get to him. 1, 2, 3, 5. Can't get to him. So it can't get to him, so it's stuck doing whatever. It's just spitting. Your turn now. You're going to spit at her. She's only going to take half of this trash. So that is 9, 13. So that's 13. Oh, sorry. I tried to dodge. I didn't think I had a thing. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1. Star. That's an inflicting paralyze on her, and a shield is 1 plus 2, 4, half 2. So just take 2 damage. Now she has to roll what dice and beat a 12. That's 6 and 3 on what? What I gotta beat? 4. I think I might have won. I think I beat it. Force. Force. I think force's strength is what you need for force to stop the paralyze. It's a 32. Conviction against the printed value force succeeded. Spell-like abilities 51. I think its strength is against force. I believe so. So if it is, she won. So it is because it's 9 plus 4. And she had to beat a 12. She just needed a 3 more, so she did it. No paralyzed for you. Okay. So that was that first one. Then can you move and attack multiple opponents? No. Can you move and attack an opponent? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then attack. He's going to dodge. Dice hates me today. So it's going to attack. This is 15. 15 on 9, 10, 11. 11 on 15 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're next to your buddy. 2, 6. Plus 1, 2. 8. 6. 7, 8. Okay. That ends your turn. Rook's turn. 3, 2, 4, 5. He's gonna go. Bad freaking news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give courage and barrier to you. These two. Actually, he would have finished his move. 3, 2, 2 to get out. That would be 2, 2. Actually, 2, 2. You're still an SOI. We are flanking. Let's do this. Okay. And that ends his turn, which pops. About time Zeke gets to use backstab. Which gives him a +3, and flanking gives him a +2, so he has a +5. I wonder if it's on the. It's not on the damage. It's on the attack roll, right? It is physical damage. It's on the attack. So if I hit, I get +5. Yeah. Well, that thing's gonna die if I hit. Sure. Okay. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Discard warp to any unoccupied space. And with a smoke, why did they have to go first? This is not ending well. Okay, so Merkhound. Is there an opponent within range 8? Yep. With the highest armor would be Rook. What do we do? The only thing I can hope is that you miss. Nine, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's 11, 12, 1. Plus your next 2 buddies, right? Your influence. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That's 4 more, 5 damage. Plus 2, 6 damage. And he has to try to resist with his Conviction of Teal. Yeah, he resisted it. Fuck. Oh, don't know what to do. What it is. 12. 9, 10, 11. 1, 4, 6. Just like that. This is a regular attack, so shielding does work. So 6 is reduced to 3. Okay. Purple. Gonna attack Remy. I can't. Rook can't take another hit. He's gonna try to dodge. Alright, so 14. 14 on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 12. Shoot. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why? Why do I even try? So 14 on 14. So you do hit. So it's 4 plus 2, 6. Then you're going to attack both of these guys. Zeke's going to dodge. He's going to re-roll. You get 8, 9, 10, 11 of my 9, 10, 11. Can I not just get one more than this? That's just a shield. That means jack all. Alright, so 4, 5, 6 damage. All I have to do is hit me and they get 4 damage off the bat, straight up. Then it's going to attack Rook, who is going to dodge. $10. So 9, 10, 11. Fantastic. Counter. Hurt bad. I'm gonna re-roll my counter. I lose courage. All I did was 9. Cool. Okay. So it missed, you countered. That's the end of the purple. Solid one's going to spit at, I don't know. It's gonna spit at Remy. Why the heck not? I should. $10. He's at 9, 10, 11. Miss. It's going to move to be adjacent to as many people as possible. Okay. Okay. And when you are dealt, ignore half the damage dealt to you. So let's see if that works. Ugh. There you go. Max damage. Yep, max damage. 18. How do I even try? Okay, so I think he's dead. So that's 18 on 9, 10, 11. And then I'm going to take 3 off of that. So 18 on 11, 7. Minus 3 is 4. Plus 4, just straight out. So get that right back. Plus 3, 1, 2, 3, it's 11. That's 11 straight to me. Okay. Zeke's turn. He's going to be the fodder. He's going to be the fodder for Remy to get that token. So, Zeke is going to, he gets 3. Zeke gonna do what Zeke gonna do. Zeke is going to, onslaught. $14, right? Is that 13? 13. So that barely hits, but it hits. So stars 3. And the shield is 1. That's 4 damage. 1, 2. And that gets a follow-up. That is 13 again. So stars 3 plus 3, 6. Follow up again. That's 13. So 13 hits. So that is 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. 6, and 3, 6, which is enough. Alright. Then that was his onslaught. That's all you got. Remy's turn. He's going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to pick that thing up. Why not? Let's advance this a little before we die. So let's see. An adventurer adjacent to this token may make an encounter action to read the following hidden text. You carefully slice the hefty lotus from the creature. Gain the corpse collector consumable. Then place the blue exit token on any unoccupied normal terrain space on the west side of 33. Over here. Are you kidding me? Sure, I'll use this. Then read the hidden text for the blue objective. The corpse collector's body moves suddenly and causing you to panic. To your relief, though, you realize it's just creatures rising to the surface from beneath the hulking body. Spawn one Merchound in the water on the south side of tile 51. Sure, why not? And one Merchound on an unoccupied space on tile 33. They're all still alive. Okay. Now it's time to get where's blue loot token? Nothing showed up. It's just time to get out of here. Oh, it would have moved with the water. Sorry, I forgot. It would have moved with the water throughout all the rounds, so I'd have to use all my movement to get there to pick it up. So we get the corpse collector consumable. Corpse lotus, corpse collector consumable, which is this. Discard. During the shop and train phase, gain 200 gold. And that goes to Remy. Okay. So she would have fun turn. Okay, so she got it. Just don't need them to go first. That's all. Good lord. Just don't need them. Like, okay. 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 So she goes first. He's going to hot dog it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Here. Okay. That's all she can do. I really wish for. Oh, this is haste. I get her haste. This is carry. Okay. Zeke's turn. Do 2 to attack because he can't really do much else. As 9, 10, 11, 12. He's going to use this once per encounter ability because he's probably going to die right about now. Reroll his die. There we go. So, that is 16, 3, plus a star, 1, 2, 3, plus a star, 1, 3, plus 4 more. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 13. Okay. And he's gonna blade works. Oh wait. He would do +2 damage. Then he's gonna blade works. He's gonna re-roll one of those dice. Okay. Right one. Nope. Re-roll one of those dice. The red. Here we go. So that is 14. So that's the one I needed to get through to kill you. I don't get loot killing you. I just want you to be dead. Then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying right there. Yep. Merkhounds. Going to dodge. They don't want me to win this. They don't want me to win. I'm gonna take when an opponent makes an attack against you before they roll, gain resistance to physical damage. None of them can get to me. Okay, so they're gonna both attack him. Okay, I just need you to survive 2 hits. I need you to survive these 2 hits, and possibly we won. Yep. I just need you to survive these 2 hits. That's all I need. That's all I need from you. That's it. Do that for me. Please do that. Can you please do that for me? Ah, I want to save the thing for the second attack. But gods. 10! Yes! 9, 10, 11. Miss. You miss. Second attack. Let's go ahead and turn that. I'll deal with them killing him in a second, because they can't get to her. So this one, just a shot at her, missed. It would attack him, but then the next one would attack her, and then try to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't get to her. So I'm just trying to see if she lives. That's all I'm doing. Reroll those freaking dice. Both of them. That is a 10. Miss. Woo! Yes! We won! Okay, so now let's deal with what they do. So the first one would shot at her, missed. Then it would say it would attack him. He's going to dodge it to see if he can make something work. I remember they won't leave muck. I do remember that. So he gets a 4 for this dodge. Red one's gonna attack him for 14. He has 9, 10, 14, which hits. All he needed was 1 more. 1 stinking more. He can't make a reroll anything, so he's dead. That would end Here. You're dead. Okay. This one would try to get in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't. So, nope. Okay. I shuffle them up in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Range. Alright, so what about range? Range 8, right? Range 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will take my timer token. I will be more than happy to take my timer token. Just wanted to get out of the way. She gets her 3. Lord, I barely survived this. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I barely survived that. Don't you add more to this. The adventure with the corpse lotus corpse collector consumable ends their turn on the blue exit, which is what that was. Okay. Restore adventurers. Each party member gains 1 XP, and we do the financial dilemma. So now I can get that thing. So everybody gets 7. Everybody is up to 7 XP, which now I can get that font of renewal. So the amount of death will be lower. So 7, 7, 7, and 7. We get 23 gold added on. So 23, so that's 9. Gotta do my math. Well, 62. 62 gold. Okay, so we're going to the financial dilemma, which is over here. Financial dilemma. Which is this. And we are at a financial dilemma. 2 minutes.
The financial dilemma. Zeke examined the lotus closely as they walked. Its golden petals shone even in the dim light around them. "Do you guys know how much money one of these goes for?" he asked, looking up at the others. Remy stopped for a moment and took it gently from him. "No exact amounts," she admitted, "but I can tell you it's always in high demand. My dad doesn't talk about work to me, but I have heard his workers mumble about them. We'd probably make a tidy sum." "Careful!" Nightingale stepped up and took the flower from Remy. "This is the key to getting Tegan her daughter back from Earth. Forget about the money." Zeke shook his head. "I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sure Tegan is resourceful. I bet you she could find another way, or we can just wait, and when we go back to the capital, we can use our influence there to speed up the process." He looked to Rook, who was deep in thought. "While our families are rich, I'm not seeing any of us rolling in money right now," Zeke said. "We could probably use this to help cure Nightingale." Rook shifted. "That money could really be used to buy things that could help you right now, Nightingale." "You can't be seriously considering this." Nightingale looked between them, jaw open and eyes wide. "I couldn't live with myself if we lied to Tegan. Plus, what if her daughter is waiting to come to Middara? Maybe she knows that this place exists and wants to come here." "What if she doesn't?" Remy shrugged. "Coming to Middara isn't always a pleasant experience. Some of us loved our lives and families on Earth. In any case, you guys do have enough influence that I bet back in Alinea, you could send someone else to help her." Zeke excitedly slapped Remy on her bare back, causing her to make a yelping sound. "That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to be extorted to help Tegan anyway. That Harbinger wasn't very nice. Who knows if he'd even make it happen." Zeke looked between his friends expectantly. He wasn't sure he wanted to turn his back on Tegan, but there was no way to ignore how much money could be made off this tiny little flower.
So we got a decision to make. The adventurer with the corpse collect. I'm tired of them saying that. The adventurer with the consumable must decide what to do with it. Lie to Tegan. We can't. We can help her later to go to Little Gold Lie, or give the lotus to the harbinger. It's the right thing to do. It's 200 gold, but I'm sorry. I'm a man of my word. So I'm going to give the lotus to the harbinger. It's the right thing to do. I just have to. I just have to. So lotus for a child. So let's see. Lotus for a child. I feel like I'd be that would bug me. The lotus for a child, and they have child spelled with an E. The British child. Okay, so that's on what page? Lotus for a child 177. Here we go. Lotus for a child.
Lotus for a child. Thank you. There was no sneer on Lyle's face anymore, only respect. He snapped his fingers, and one of the guards from the door hurried over. Fill a bowl with water and bring it at once. The guard saluted and vanished down a side door. Lyle rose to his feet and reached for the delicate flower with one hand. Zeke pulled it away, just out of his reach. Not yet. Tegan's daughter. Yes, of course. He fished the folder out from under the desk. He scribbled for a few moments, talking as he went. I'll pass this through to Regional with the next caravan. I'll be in touch with Miss Patel soon as I have news, or sooner if she wishes. He snapped the folder closed, then reached for the flower again. Zeke didn't pull it away this time. Good, Zeke rose. I understand the word of a harbinger is better than steel. If I hear you've lied to us, you will hear from my family. What do you need with that anyway? Rook asked. You don't look like much of an alchemist. Lyle tensed, glaring up at him. That information was not part of our bargain. All you need to know is Tegan Patel's daughter will be retrieved. That much you've earned. He took the flower delicately in one hand. Fine. Zeke turned his back on him. Come on, Rook. Let's go share the good news. Finding the Patel mansion wasn't hard. They just had to find the largest, most sprawling estate in the area. It looked like Tegan was about to squeeze the life out of poor Nightingale when she hugged her. She didn't even bother to try and hide her wet eyes. Thank you for helping to put my family back together again, she eventually said when she was calm enough to speak. So your daughter will eventually be coming to Middara then? Nightingale was still being squeezed and had to speak at the side of Tegan's head. Tegan let her go and stepped back and then began to try to straighten her dress in an attempt to look more regal. I hope so, Princess. Now I just need to try and get her father to prepare for her arrival. The bastard is never around anymore. Tegan gave Nightingale one last smile. Maybe we'll meet again. Thanks for your time, Princess.
Okay, so we get a story flag of discard the beautiful $200. Oh, it's so beautiful. But discard it. And let's see. New story flag. Mark the story flag, the Patel daughter. Patel daughter. Okay. On the adventure sheet, and then head on back to Hyde. 156. Stop looking at that! Okay. Trouble on the road. Tunnel state. Grief, man. Okay. So it should be after. There it is. Okay. So we've done a distress call. Failed it. We Patel family influences. I feel we did the right thing, so don't judge me. We did showing them the ropes, and I'm actually going to do the bounty on Sunday. So we're not going to proceed with the main quest to the Hyde Estate. We are going to do the bounty on Sunday. So We're at 62 gold, but we've got 7. So for the remainder of this, let's talk about upgrades. So font number 7. 3, 5, 7. Font of renewal. Let's show you what this thing is. You can see. And okay. Place the font of renewal terrain token on normal spaces so that it's at least one space, is within SOI. Figures may occupy spaces this token occupies as though they were empty normal spaces. Allies within 6 spaces of font of renewal token may remove any status or heal 2 during their status phase. So it's against some health. Is there any way to bring anybody back with a stronger spell? I want some revival, man. Zealot replays cast a spell invincibility. When another ally within SOI would be defeated by an opponent, they are not defeated. Instead, they heal 2 purple dice. You are dealt irreducible damage equal to the amount healed. That's bad. Wings manifest, don't care. When making a dodge roll, you roll your dodge dice twice and use either result. At any time, another ally may dodge. I need something that brings people back from death. Font of renewal. Edgar, font of renewal sounds good but I don't want them to be defeated. Invincibility does that. 2 purples. Worst case scenario on 2 purples is what, 7? 14 damage. So I would use invincibility. I would take 14 out of the 16 health that I have. I would almost die, but someone would die. But Font of Renewal basically heals people. Allies within 6 spaces of the Font of Renewal may remove an effect or heal 2 during their status. Font of Renewal. Actually, I thought about it. Yeah, it makes sense. So he'll get Font of Renewal. That makes complete sense. Okay. Resurrect was on 5. Did I miss it? Resurrect. 5. From the grave, place a defeated ally within SOI, then they heal equal to half, but it's a once per encounter thing. Nah, Font of Renewal's better. Soul Cleave. Remove an effect. You may spend intervention tokens as if they were SP. At the start of an encounter, pick a negative effect and place its token on this card. For the duration of this encounter, you are immune to that effect. When you hit with an attack, an ally within SOI gains haste, barrier, or curse. Is that a passive? That's an exhaust. That's actually a pretty cool one. Yeah, Font of Renewal's good. I don't want a once per encounter. So that's your 7. You're good. Remy, you are blue. I just get ripped out. Let's go to the 7. Dead end. Before rolling for an attack, if you have a 2-handed weapon equipped, you gain plus X shields, where X equals your highest level of martial, so I'd gain 3 shields for that. Relentless Feign. When an attack targeting you misses, and the current action and all abilities, then make up to 2 attacks against your attacker. When you spend SP to use this discipline, you may spend up to 2 additional SP to make an additional attack. Morbid Envy. When making an attack, this attack gains X physical, where X equals the current roll on one of your combat die. Wow. Bring the Wrath. When you defeat an opponent, you may end the current action and all abilities. If you do, move up to 3 spaces and make an attack. This is a Zeke thing. I think that might be for Zeke. And Nemesis Enforcement. An opponent within SOI gains the Nemesis special token. What the heck is that? Nemesis special token? Okay. Let's go to the rulebook and look that up. Nemesis special token. Alright, let's go all the way to the bottom. Is there a Nemesis? There it is. There it is. Nemesis. Allies gain +1 to attack rolls made against the Nemesis. You may never have more than one Nemesis token on a figure at a time. If you use an ability that adds another Nemesis token, you must remove a Nemesis token after a figure. So, I think Bring the Wrath is perfect for Zeke, to be honest with you. If there was a Relentless Fane would be awesome, but Zeke does this great thing with Onslaught where he kills something, and I'm like, I need him to move and kill something else. So I think Bring the Wrath is going to Zeke. So when you defeat an opponent, you may end the current action on all abilities. If you do so, move up to 3 spaces and make an attack, to which he can then do Blade Works. So it's like, Onslaught, kill it. Cool. Passive. Move. Attack. Like Blade Works attack, and then do another attack to try to whittle them down. So Bring the Wrath is going to Zeke. He'll get. Relentless Fane. All you need to do is dodge and an attack miss you. And if the attack misses you, you get to exhaust this to make 2 attacks. If you spend 1 SP, you get to spend up to 2 additional SP to make an additional attack against the attacker of each. Oh no, I need to exhaust this and spend an SP. Okay, so... This is just 3 shields, which is just 3 extra damage. This one gives you where X equals the current roll on your combat die. So if I hit, I can exhaust this, making an attack. This attack gains... So if I roll an 8, I can say, exhaust, add 8 to the damage. Or, I don't know which one to do. So, I've got these 2 that I'm thinking of, and let me talk through my brain. Relentless Fane. So if they miss me with an attack, which hasn't been happening, but if they miss me with an attack, I can attack them twice. Or, if I hit them, I get to add some serious damage. I think I'm taking this one. Morbid Envy. Morbid Envy's coming to you. Okay, so that's yours, Remy. Now for Nightingale. I was getting her Precise Strike, right? I think that's what I was getting her, is Precise Strike. Exhaust. If you have a 2-handed bow to do, equip, make an attack. This attack gains +2 to your normal range value, so my range is 8, so it's now 10. If this attack roll is at least 4 higher than the target's defense, including any defense added from abilities, this attack gains +5 irreducible damage. Fane is 4 attacks for 3 SP. That doesn't make sense. I didn't take Fane. Oh, I didn't take Fane. Yeah, I didn't take it. So she's getting Precise Strike. That's going to be her new best friend, which is this one. So if you have a 2-handed ranged weapon, which she does, equip, make an attack. So make an attack. So this is her free shot. If she hits with this shot at range 10, because it's +2 to my normal range, and my normal range is 6, 7, 8, plus the 2 for my other 9, 10. Once I hit, I will do 5. If it's 4 higher, I do 5 irreducible damage. She needs her bow. So let's see if we can make this work. I'm giving her that. That'll be there. What do I need to get her this bow? that's how this gels well. So it's going to be 140 minus 10. It's 130. I'm right now. I'm gonna steal from Padre because he had 45. I'm at 62, so we're at 107. Okay, that's what I gotta get to. 107. So 100. So let's look at the inventory. This dress is pretty dang cool. I'm not gonna sell that. But this ruined is an uncommon unique. It's an uncommon, not a common. So that sells for a little bit more. And this knife is pretty cool. The ruined switchblade. It is pretty cool, but I'm gonna sell it. So let's talk. So uncommon, I think sells for. Here it is. Sell back. Sell price 20 gold. So I'm at 30. 30 to 40. I'm at 110, and I have 107. This mundane is 5. I'm never gonna use that thieves dagger. So this is uncommon is sell price 20. So 20, 30, 30 to 40, that's 110. 5, so that's 35. That's at the 105, which it does make it affordable now. So 105. She got her bow! 105. I have to work to get those back. So 105 from 107 leaves me with 2 gold. You get something back because you are awesome at the end of every fight. We are low on heals. So you will get a heal. You will get this hyper energy potion because heals don't come any other way. Yeah, because that's just 3. That's 3 and an SP. Yep. So you'll get the hyper energy potion. Got 2 gold left to get you your bow. So now you should be able to kill things. You should be able to kill things. And I need to work on these. I want to be able to buy something, but I can't afford any. I'm gonna get rid of this adrenal gland. This Gavadon relic. I don't want it. So I'm gonna actually get rid of this to get a free upgrade. Which will give Nightingale back for +1 to attack. Roll. Nothing else really to get rid of. I want you to keep everything else you got. I don't care about that. I want the fight drive. What do you got? You got a demon voucher. At any time, reroll any dice rolled by a figure within SOI. That could be a lifesaver. I still got some bomb from the mask. I got a healing potion. I got my plank. You've got 1 so there's 2 healing potions. We've got the font of renewal. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we should be okay. So we've upgraded everybody. I haven't even touched Podrick yet because I'm not ready for him to fight anything. He no longer has 45 gold because I've spent it all. And we're down to 2 gold as a party. Okay, so when we start back next, don't leave just yet because I gotta announce stuff. So when we start back next, we're on hide. So we're on page 156. And we're going to do the bounty, which is this. We're going to be doing the Blighted Bounty, which is an entire adventure onto itself with different things to do, and it probably will never let me revive or restore. So the font of renewal is my friend. Yep. So we're gonna get into this on Sunday. We're gonna see how far we can get. Hopefully, looks like without the diagrams, it's about 7 pages. It looks like it's 3 battles. Yeah, it looks like it's 3 battles with some additional pain. So we'll be getting into this on, like I keep saying it, we'll be getting into that on Sunday. But let's chat for a second. Okay, so I've been working on an app for Middara so people can min-max their characters, especially with Chapter 2 and 3 coming out. The reason why it's moving so slow, because 1, it's just me, and 2, it's data entry, right? I have to enter in because I haven't found a breakdown of all these cards, all the weapons, all the relics, all the cards that come with the game. I have a contract, which is not for programmers, it's a contract, but I have a template of how to enter the data, like through this file, but it's just very laborious entering them all. Once all that's entered, everything will go really fast in terms of setting it up, building the page out. It's moving really slow to enter all this data. But my plan is to have that done as soon as I can do it, between real life responsibilities and playing board games. But as soon as I can get it done, I will release it to the public. I will put out the GitHub repo so you can pull it down, run it locally for completely free on your home computer, and build to your heart's content. So once I get that going, it's fine. If anybody wants to help contribute and work with that, let me know, so that it'll go a little bit faster. But don't feel obligated. You don't have to. It'll just take as long as it takes. But I am working on it. It is in active development. It's just a solo dev doing it. That's the thing. It's not hard. It's tedious. It is tedious. It is so tedious. It burns my soul, Brian. But it's just, I have, like I said, I have the template for weapons so far. So weapons can get filled out by me or whoever else is interested in helping out. Other than that, I'm working on it. It'll get done when it gets done. We survived this. It's great. But thank you so much for joining me for this playthrough of Middara to get through the side quests for Patel family influences, finish up the stress call, and then we're going to get into the bounty on Sunday. After we finish that, we're going to go to the main quest. Okay, I got my shipping notice that the new Descent from Fantasy Flight Games is going to be delivered on Thursday. The app released Friday. So next week, so basically over the weekend, I'm going to be reading the rulebook. And then next week, Sunday, I'm going to do Descent. So now it's going to be split between Middara and Descent. It's going to be Middara on Tuesday. Thursday is going to be some game, probably Arkham Horror, if not something else. And then Sunday will be Descent, so that we can break up the Middara monotony for people who are like, I want to see a different game. I want to see something different. Let's switch it up. So I'll do that. I'll be doing Middara, some game, probably Arkham Horror, and then Descent. And that's the method I'll be going until Middara's done. Then when Middara's done, I will be shuffling in Infinity Defiance. There'll be Infinity Defiance, some game, Descent. Then when Descent's done, I'm going to shuffle in another game. And we're just going to do that all the way through and have some fun. So just to let you know, that's the plan. That's what I'm working on. The program I'm working on is coming. It's going to take some time because it's just me. Cool. That's all I got. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, my Patreons. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you always. Thank you, my YouTube subscribers. I appreciate you as well. I took a look at the numbers. I'm edging closer to the 500 sub milestone, so yay! We can do it, so let's see what happens. Yeah. Alright, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you have a good Tuesday, and I will see you on Thursday. Insert comment here. See you later. Bye.